have become enemies, vows have disintegrated, and responsibilities have been forgotten. Samore Love Bugs, you have now tuned in to my Black Ink Crew recap. Guys, be sure to subscribe to this channel. We are on and poppin' boo. Also, be sure to share this video wherever you like to share videos and give it that good old thumbs up. And if you have not, definitely be sure to check out my other channel, Samore Love TV, because that's where I have my beauty videos, real life chats, a lot of different things are on there, as well as story time. So yeah, definitely be sure to check it out, okay? Also loving hip hop's over there, but I'm not gonna do one for this week just because I saw it on Sunday and then I didn't feel like doing it on Monday. Classic, right? So anyways, let's go ahead and do these shout outs, and then we are going to, from there, we're going to get into the recap. So first shout out, let's go give a shout out to Donna, destined for greatness. And I don't remember who I gave shout outs to last week, so if you get one again, well, thank you for continuously commenting. Donna, destined for greatness, what a name, right? If you go to Donna's Instagram, she did a photo shoot with Puma and his people. The assumption is she's going to be working at Ink 124. Okay, sipping some tea there. I see you, boo. And let's also give a shout out to Jennifer L. She said, yes, a smart move by Caesar to give them a break. But Donna and Dutchess could get fired because co-workers shouldn't mess with each other because of this situation. One person can claim rape, which is Dutchess, and put everyone in a bad situation. And you know, actually, those of you that seen me talk on my other channel, I do work in HR, and yeah, that is one thing that you're not supposed to do, is fraternizing with your co-workers or your subordinates or things of that nature. But I guess because it's so hood here and, you know, things ain't really official, it's like, whatever, we gonna do what we want to do. And, you know, the boss ain't really doing too much about it, so it's whatever at the end of the day, right? Okay, so let's go ahead. So Caesar, he asks O if anything has ever went down between him and Dutchess. He gives him a straight face. No, like, it looked like it was a little bit of a smirk there, though. Did y'all catch that? Like, he kind of looked like a little kid that got caught putting his hands in a cookie jar. I don't know. I mean, he said that he knows O, and he knows that, you know, if anything, this is the face that he does when he's telling the truth. So I guess he knows him better than I do, because if you had asked me, I would have thought he was lying. Because, you know, he was talking about the guy code and things like that, and he told him, don't worry, I won't fire you if you did. But most likely, you know how Caesar's crazy. He'll tell you that to get you nice and soft, but then at the end of it all, he will bust it crazy, get crazy, and just end up firing everybody and just shut down like a hermit crab. We all know how he does. So Sky, she's back, and she now has a little booty popping. And you know what? I really like the way she did her booty. I kind of feel like the boobs, she kind of overdid it just a little bit, but the butt looks perfect. Like, it just looks very natural, very normal. She didn't do a K. Michelle, Nicki Minaj, or tiny type of booty. Nah, she kept it real, like, classy. That's how I feel. It's now revealed that Donna, she didn't pay for her part. Like, you know how you have a room with your friend? She didn't pay for her portion of that stay. And that was a really nice house, so I'm pretty sure they had to pay a good amount of money. Plus, on top of that, that was they probably had some damages as well that they probably had to pay for, because they was acting crazy, y'all. So yeah, she didn't pay for anything. She's talking about, well, I helped to clean you, I helped feed you, I changed your diapers, I was taking care of you, so I'm not paying nothing. But at the end of the day, if you knew that's what you was gonna do, and maybe they might have had an agreement in the beginning, then you should have let her know that. You shouldn't just feel like, you know what, I helped you, so that's it, my part is done. Like, yeah, that's good of her to do that, but if you had an agreement, you still should kind of, you know, own up to your part of it and do what you have to do. That's why I can't be messing with people that I don't know like that. Like, if and y'all gotta give me the money up front. I don't play that. I mean, to be honest, I don't really go out with like my homies, my friends like that, unless it's like people that I really know and trust. Those are the only people that I would end up going with. And for the most part, usually if I pay with my card, they'll give me the money like either the same day or before we even head out to wherever it is that we're going. So I usually don't end up in those types of situations. But that's crazy. So she probably had to pay her portion, plus on top of that she had to pay an extra portion. Then she had to pay for her surgery. So it's like a lot of bills is adding up. So that's probably another reason why Sky was feeling some type of way about everything. So after that, Sky, she does some like little karate kick thing there and ends up messing up the couch. But she's like, you know what, I'm sorry, I'll fix it. But then she goes after, she throws a pillow at Donna, and Donna throws the pillow back. And Sky's already fumed, so she goes after her. And they're like fighting. Freaking, she's punching her. She was doing a good job punching, but you know she was kind of restricted. First of all, you got on that tight corset things. Like, I wear the Spanx. Well, I haven't worn one in a minute, but when I used to wear the Spanx all the time, especially when I was real thick, I would feel like I couldn't even freaking move. Never mind to try to talk about I'm gonna fight somebody. I used to be in a club trying to be real pretty and not fighting nobody because I can't move in those things. So I don't know how she mustered up. I guess when you're hot-headed and you just got that adrenaline rush, you're not thinking about the pain. But I'm pretty sure she was feeling the pain shortly after, because I've gotten into little incidents back in the days where it wasn't even like a crazy fight. It was just I had to exert so much like energy in order to, like, you know, do what I had to do, that I felt pain. My arms hurt the next day. My legs felt weak the next day. So I'm definitely sure that she was feeling it after having this mini fight, because who knows how long. It could have been even longer than that, but maybe they could have edited it a little bit. But yeah, Donna kind of had her in a headlock, so I don't know. It wasn't looking too good for Sky, but Sky was still doing her thing though. You could tell she was trying, but the whole tucked away stuff and post surgery stuff, it wasn't allowing her to be great. Art 2 Inc. is about to open up, and they think that they're going to be putting together a launch party in order to get things on and popping, because nobody really knows about them as yet. Donna meets with one of her friends. I think her name was Tanya or something like that. She used to work for Black Ink Crew back in the days. I don't remember her. Was she there when we started watching? It might have been before we started watching, because I don't think I remember her from any seasons. But anyway, she used to be a manager there, but she left because it was too crazy, supposedly. We don't know if she got fired, but, you know, this is the story that they're going with, so we'll stick to it. And the girl says, like, Donna shares her story. I'm like having tongue twisters. Donna shares her story with her and everything that was going down with her, Dutchess, Sky, like everybody, and how everybody, the whole world's against her. And the girl, she actually reveals that she one day was looking at the computer and she saw this file called Dutchess slut file or some crap like that, and she says that she looked in it and it was like craziness, like real official porn that Dutchess was doing. Miss Goody Two Shoes. I mean, we all know that Dutchess got a freak in her. We all know that Dutchess be on some trying to look cute for the camera, but she knows that she's just as bad as the next one. She an undercover freak. That's what she is. Oh, he's back to his old tricks. He's coming to work late. Well, not even showing up, actually. And he had a client that was scheduled to get a beautiful tattoo of an elephant. And just for peace and serenity and all those things. And it just so happens that Melody was there, you know, just chilling, waiting for clients to walk in. Because, you know, she doesn't really have a clientele since she's not really from here. So she goes ahead and does what she has to do, takes O's client since he wasn't there, and she does an amazing, outstanding job. Like, she is a really, really talented artist, and it just came out so amazing. I know the girl was happy at the end of the day that she got it done by her, and she took a risk because she don't know anything about her, but she allowed her to do it. then after, like later on in the day, O finally comes in with his hand mashed up, is over here all bandaged up, and they're looking at him like, what's up with you? And he's like, and then I just had a fight with Anya. And they're like, oh, here we go again. He's like slurring his speech, talking about he gotta walk to the back real quick. So Caesar has like a little sit down with him, and he's like, yo, the road that you're going down right now, like you were doing great, but you're starting to have some bumpy roads again, and you're falling back into old habits. He's like, are you on that stuff again? Because remember, he was sniffing that stuff before. So he's asking him, he's like, nah, he's not. But he's like, the whole thing with him and Anya, she's trying to use his child. And, you know, here we go again with somebody using the child. And I said this in another show that I was reviewing. I hate when people use the children. And I said it in Love and Hip Hop at Atlanta. I hate when people use the children as these objects, you know, and just as pawns in a little game or something like that. If the husband, the father, whatever, if he's not a bad person, I mean, right now he's doing whatever he's doing, so he may not be the best role model, but if they're not doing anything wrong and they're actually trying, then you shouldn't try to keep these people away from their kids. I mean, it's just horrible, and that's why a lot of people grow up without fathers. It's not always necessarily because the father doesn't want to be there. Sometimes the mother is just being evil and just trying to say, oh, you can't see him if you don't want to be with me, or you can't see him if you're not going to pay child support, or you can't see him, blah 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 blah, you know, all these reasons, and it's messed up. But anyways, so that's what's happening with him. And he said he took a swig at the bottle, which he's not supposed to be doing because he's supposed to be sober. He went to rehab and everything else, so he's really falling it back into a dark path. So Caesar tells him like, yo, you need to take some time off. That's what I'm gonna have you do. And he didn't really expect that, but it's something that he probably needs. He probably needs to go back to like a support group or something like that. And he needs to, if possible, stay away from Anna, or go through the legal system and do what you have to do. Make sure that you get that time. Like, he wants to play around and not go through the legal system because of his legal troubles. But nah, let the law work on your side for now, because you're not getting what you deserve, and it's just making you depressed and do things that you shouldn't be doing. Following that whole situation, Dutchess has befriended Melody. She took her on a photo shoot. They did an amazing job. But in my head, I'm like, girl, you better watch your back, because this girl will be your closest buddy friend, and then on the next breath, she'll freaking flip on you and become somebody else, and you won't even know what hit you. And you don't want to become that girl. You don't want to become evil like everybody else. You want to stay the same person that you are, and you want to stay true to yourself. So I mean, she's talking about she's team Dutchess right now. I think it's because Dutchess could feel threatened by her. She could possibly feel like she can relate to her because they have the same complexion. They both have the southern part inside of them, and they both have locks. You know, there's a few things that they are very similar with. They both love tattoos and are female tattoo artists in this industry. So it's a lot that they do have in common. Hopefully it becomes a good friendship and not something where Dutchess ends up turning on her. But, you know, at the end of the day, Dutchess can definitely help her to meet more people, to branch out a lot more, because Dutchess has been in the business for a while. So, you know, it might be a good person to get to be on their side. It could work out one of two ways for her, pretty much. Following that, Puma looks devastated. And the reason why is because someone shot at him. He was in his shop with the other two fellas, and someone said his name and bust 2 shots into the place, and there was cops everywhere. Sassy came like, what's going on? Why are there cops out here? And he tells her, and she just like breaks down, because she's like, oh my god, like I could have literally lost my best friend. They're not sure if the shots were popped off because maybe they were actually trying to kill him, or maybe it was just to scare him away from the neighborhood. If what's his name had anything to do with this, and of course I can't say that officially, but you know, that's one of the biggest people that he has beef with. But he also has beef with all those other people that was in the street fight with him as well. So it could have been anybody. But if Caesar had anything to do with this, and that's low down and dirty to a whole nother level. Like, you know, because at the end of the day, you guys grew up together, and I feel like fame is what kind of messed them up, because if it wasn't for this show, they probably would have still been friends. And I think that happens in a lot of these shows, these reality shows. Like in real life, people become enemies because everyone's trying to be the star, or everyone is trying to make that money. And if you don't do certain things, if you're not entertaining, they're going to cast you off, because it's like, why are we paying you if no one cares about you, if no one's willing to watch, if no one's tweeting your name or putting hashtag Puma on, or hashtag Caesar on Instagram or Twitter or wherever. It's like, what is your purpose? Why are you even here? So, you know, and I feel like everyone right now has a good reason, has a good purpose, and kind of has like characteristics that we have grown to love. Like Donna, she's the whore, or she's the slut. I mean, just keeping it real. She's a person that's loosey like a goosey, and we just like her realness. Sky, she's just like real down to earth. She feels like she's the coolest girl in the world, like she's your friend, but you got to be careful with her because she could flip real quick. Dutchess, she's just like the mean evil bee, you know. And Walt, even Walt, he's like the funny guy, he's the jester, the joker. You know, everybody, like I said, they have a role in there, and I think that that's the reason why they really had the falling out. But his whole thing that's tearing him apart is that, as we saw, his daughter was in the shop many times, and he's saying to himself, you know, she could have been here. She could have went to the door. Like, I mean, and I don't think that you should really dwell on what coulda, woulda, shoulda happened. You need to focus on what did happen and what you won't allow to happen in the future. But he's kind of like so much and so bent off the whole it could have, or what if this would have happened, as opposed to what's in the present, in the now. And that can definitely, he's speaking all these things into existence. He's making it worse for himself. And I think that Shani kind of spoke these things into existence as well, because when the whole thing went down where Caesar went to his house, she kind of was making it seem and blow everything out of proportion as though it was like this big beef. And at that time, it wasn't, which is what led us to be here as well, to this point. And to them getting at even a worse part is because I feel like she kind of blew things out of proportion, and then her mom came into it as well. But yeah, and the guys, the tattoo artists, they about to be out, because Aneem is just like, I got a family. I can't, if you gonna be doing something with somebody else, you should have made sure that everything else was over and done with. Like, he said that he saw it as a good opportunity to show his work, display his work. Plus, you're gonna be on a show at the end of the day, so you're getting double the checks. You're getting checks from creating. I mean, of course, you can't talk about it because you have to make it seem like reality. But in the real truth is that he's getting the reality show checks, and you getting these checks from these people that's coming in to get tattoos. So that's double money and exposure as well, because people are seeing your work. But it's not worth getting shot over when you got a kid, you have a wife to take care of, or a girlfriend, whatever. And the same thing with the other guy. Like, he said that he has a kid or kids, I can't remember, Phoenix. And he's just like, yo, he's been through this before with his last place that he used to be at, and he can't do this anymore. He was like, nah, he's out, because the person that he was with at the time, she was with him at the old shop, and she ended up getting raped. That's how far they took it to. They robbed this place and they raped her in front of him. So he already is mentally effed, and he doesn't want to have to go through this and experience this again. So I guess he's just like over it. So we'll see what happens. He didn't want to talk to anybody. And that's just pretty much how that crazy situation went down. So thanks for watching, guys. You know, be sure to comment down below for your chance to be featured on my next one. Alright, guys, so thanks for watching. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Later.